Hello there, I'm Scott Wakefield, lead pastor at First Christian Church of Greene County, Tennessee. And I am here with
Brett Purgason.
And we are going to have a
coffee convo.
Hold awkward pause. Good. Yes, get a drink of water first. Coffee Convos is an opportunity to tell the story of the work of God in the lives of his people and get to know some folks like Brett Purgason. We call him the Purg. Feel free to jump in on the comments to ask the Purg a bunch of interesting and probing and embarrassing questions. We are live on Facebook. The peeps are here by the throngs of some.
Right.
Yeah. By the throngs of some.
Both of the staff members are watching right now. Yes.
At least I'm hoping a couple staff members are here tonight to join us. So make sure you jump in on the comments, and hope you enjoy getting to know the Purg. Brett Purgason, tell us about yourself. Where are you from? How'd you get to who you are today? And a brief history of your life, all that good stuff.
Okay. Grew up here in Greene County, Greene County native. Mom and dad, Christian home. We were in church when the doors were open, very involved. Blessed that I had a very godly mother and godly father that felt like that was important, and that had me in church and private school as well, Christian school. I have an older sister who is the favorite child. And she agrees that that's true, I think. But no, in all honesty, though, local guy. Influences in my life have been a lot of pastors, youth pastors, different business leaders, friends. Been very fortunate to have very nice people and very good people around me. Yeah.
Your parents both alive?
They are. Live in Malsheim. I live literally four doors down from them.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And your older sister?
Older sister lives in North Carolina with her husband and their family. And, And they've been over there for about 10 years.
Where in North Carolina?
High Point.
That
Triad area.
Yeah. Furniture, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Lots of furniture in High Point.
Yes.
What about Greene County would you say you like most?
I thought these were going to be yes or no questions.
These are not yes or no questions.
Whatever.
This is get to know you,
okay.
Unpack you, get to hear about how you got to who you are today and God's work in your life.
Greene County, good grief, the people. We have the salt of the earth here. We have we're the buckle of the Bible Belt. Yes. So we have morals and integrity, and Christianity is an important part of most people's lives.
Yeah.
That's, probably my favorite thing about Greene County. Honestly, the people are just the best. It's the best place to live, work, and raise a family in the world. It really is. Yeah.
So what do you do? Tell us about your work.
Okay. I do commercial industrial construction. Mm-hmm. We build strip malls and
like from the ground up?
Yes. Yeah. We're general contractors.
Okay.
Do that, industrial buildings, and little small stuff too. Kind of all in between. We're licensed to do any kind of general construction. So
any kind of general construction, mm-hmm. And it's primarily commercial.
Primarily commercial, industrial. Yeah.
What is the biggest, coolest project you've been a part of that you can tell us? Because I'm sure there are cool things you can't tell us.
That's right. That's exactly right. There are some things that I've been involved with that I can't tell you about.
Yeah.
Probably the coolest, neatest building was a car dealership in Johnson City.
Oh yeah.
That I built, a Kia dealership up there for a friend of mine, and it was just aesthetically it was different than some of the other things. I was involved in a restoration of about 120-year-old church steeple in front of a really old steeple, so I was able to see how they did things 120 some years ago and witness that. And
where is that?
It's in Kingsport.
Huh. What church is that?
I can't remember the name of the church. It's been a few years back.
It's got a lovely steeple, though.
It's beautiful. It really is. It's fantastic. It's plumb level and square too. So
it better be.
It is. Yeah.
Cool. What have been some changes that you've seen over the years in your work in construction? Because you've been doing construction your whole life, basically, right?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. What are some changes you've seen over the years? I mean, because you're really old at this point.
Oh,
so.
Yeah, let's see. I was born in August
of 2017.
And you were born in April, I think.
Yeah.
I think we're the same age. You're actually older, correct, Scott? Is that?
That is technically true. Older and considerably wiser.
Well, let's not go that far. But,
yes.
Right. Changes, good grief, computer systems. All the simple cell phones, with the smartphones and everything, email, the ease of transferring documents and the ease of information at your hand, in your hand with your cell phone, computers, different drafting software and things like that. But software is a big deal for what we do.
So you used to do things manually when you first started, I'm sure, with regular old normal blueprints.
Yeah.
What's the time involvement like with, let's just take like blueprints?
Yeah.
What's the difference now versus 25 years ago?
Probably the drafts people, and that's one of the things that I trained as a draftsman.
Oh yeah.
At Walter State.
Oh, cool.
So trained as that. So with that, 25 years ago, it would have taken probably at least 1.5 times what it would take today to produce a set of drawings.
And changes to those drawings.
Correct. And that's what
happen now like that.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly right.
I saw something about how submarines are made recently, and how the process of it all being CAD, computer-aided drafting. Is that right?
That's correct.
Drafting, not drawing.
That's correct. Yes, that's right. That's right.
But the process
you never
now,
cease to amaze me with your unlimited knowledge, Scott. You may be wiser than I am. I'm not sure.
By the end of tonight, it'll be clear that is not true. But there was something about how they can do so much more and make changes along the way, and it's so much faster. And it used to take a decade. And now that they've built the parts of the CAD process, they can just like that.
Yeah.
And it probably costs 27 times more than it used to. With the communications being different, what they are now, how has that affected your work and the changes over those 25 years? Oh, having the world in your pocket with a cell phone and communications being different and so fast now.
For everything that's a blessing, it can also be a curse.
Yes, indeed. Preach.
Because we have instantaneous information, and the other part of that is if you're sitting at dinner somewhere, you're also getting text messages and cell phone calls and emails and that kind of thing.
Yes,
but it absolutely has sped up the process of what we do. It's helped us in that we have instantaneous communication. If we need a question answered by an engineer, an architect, an owner, if we need a verification on something, it's instantaneous basically. So that helps a lot as far as the project progression.
Verifying things, keep moving on.
Exactly, yeah.
So you're on a site.
Yeah.
Hey, they want da-da-da-da, and you can make it happen then.
Yeah.
In essence.
Yeah. And if we have, if our guys need instructions, if we need something, we download it, print it off, that kind of thing. If they need actually in the field instructions on the installation of something, that kind of thing. So it's really fantastic in one way, but it's also sped up the construction process to the point that it's a fast-paced business, and you have to adapt in this business to stay in it.
What's the time difference, start to finish on a project now versus how it used to be?
Oh, good grief. Maybe, because the materials are pretty much the same. In the last 25 years, there have been some absolute innovations with materials, but maybe 25% faster because of some of that information. A lot of times, a lot of originally, when I got in the business, you would have to basically make sure that your drawings were really correct and accurate.
Yeah.
Now there's more flexibility
really
for movement within
for
a project for
changes.
changes. Exactly. And one of the reasons that you said, because the drawings can be altered and changed in the field a lot of times too.
Cool. Yeah. Cool. So we could talk about work for a good long while.
Sure.
But let's talk outside of work. Like, what do you do for fun? Do you have any hobbies other than like sitting down and memorizing portions of my sermons? What do you do for fun?
I can't believe you nailed that so well. You knew exactly what I do. How did you know that, Scott? It's, I'm a terrible golfer, but I enjoy it.
Oh,
I love playing golf.
how often?
Oh, not as often as I like. I maybe played just a few times this year. I was playing once a month, once a week even at one point.
Yeah.
And so that's something I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
And I'll go out with my buddies every once in a while. And
What's nice is it doesn't cost $100 every time you want to do 18 around here. It's nice.
That's right. That's right. That and then music. I serve on the worship team here for First Christian.
Yeah.
And some little bit of music here and there, and that's something I really enjoy. So some time spent practicing, learning music, guitar, mandolin, banjo.
I'd forgotten about mandolin and banjo.
Yeah, and then
A little bluegrassy stuff there. That's good.
And then I go to different music events and things like that too, and do some different things there. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you watch soccer on the side?
Does anybody watch soccer on the side? Or besides Scott
World
Wakefield,
citizens do.
Does
People
anybody
who love the beautiful game and who understand the nuance of a game where there is ebb and flow and build up, and it's not just all about scoring points all the time, for crying out loud, dumb Americans.
Is there anybody?
This is live, isn't it?
I think it is. Yeah.
I love America. Okay.
we can't edit that out.
That is not, but yeah, right. So, not soccer, huh?
No.
Do you follow any sports?
College football.
Yeah.
This
Vols?
year.
Ooh.
Yeah, the Vols.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you grow up going to Vols games?
Yes. My dad had, and my uncle normally had season tickets.
Oh, really?
And they would go for a long period of time, and so we were Vols fans. I mean, it was ingrained in us.
Oh, yeah.
That was our team. We hated other teams.
Yes.
And hate is a very strong word. We disliked other teams. But we were total Vols fans, and that's kind of I like college sports. I like college football.
Yeah.
I'm not following it this year because of this crazy COVID stuff, and quite honestly, how bad the Vols are doing right now. I'm kidding. I'm not a fair weather friend or fair weather viewer. I'm just it's been busy this year.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But yep.
So you mentioned COVID.
Mm-hmm.
What have you learned from COVID? What have you seen during COVID? What have you learned during COVID? How has it changed the world around you, changed you and your work, etc.?
Yeah.
What are you seeing?
That's a great question, Scott. Thank you for asking it, Scott. I really appreciate this.
That's a great question that should be answered off camera. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, totally kidding.
Man, up and answer.
Totally kidding. No, I think, and I want to go a little philosophical on you here.
I would love to
Okay.
go philosophical. I'm an abstract idea dude.
Oh yeah, but
that's weird. Abstract idea dude. Hashtag abstract idea.
Yeah, that's gonna trend.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Right now,
with the
comments.
COVID with the COVID pandemic.
Yeah. It's currently a case-demic.
Yeah, case-demic, whatever it is. Is that what they're calling it today? Yeah. Okay. With it,
that's my editorial comment.
I think that so many people are searching for something to believe in. I think it has scared so many people, and it's rightfully so. I mean, it's a terrible, terrible disease that can react so many different ways with different people.
And they have not seen it before, and they're having to respond as it develops without knowing if this is the right way or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Granted all that. Yeah.
Yeah. With all that, people are looking for, there's uncertainty.
Yeah.
And it's not just a financial uncertainty if you lose your job. It's not just an uncertainty of a relationship. It's a life and death uncertainty.
Yes.
And people are looking for security in that,
Mm-hmm.
in whatever way it is, if it's wearing a mask and using Purell, or if it's
using Purell.
Purell.
People are walking around with
yeah. But, in all honesty, though, with that, people are looking for something to believe, something to have solace in, and we have it as Christians.
That's right.
And I think it's emboldened me in different ways to talk to people more about my faith.
Cool.
Because a lot of those folks have asked, how are you staying so calm? And it kind of segues in. And we have what the world needs.
That's right.
And I say that the world, the sinful world that's out there. And sometimes we just have to put our arm around somebody and say, hey, this is what Christ did for you.
Yeah.
And give them that opportunity and open that discussion with them. And they say, yes, I need that.
Yeah, good stuff. I totally agree. I think it is pressing on a bunch of these issues for people, sometimes unaware, but as it's gone on, they're more aware.
Sure.
These things were going on in my life before, and this is exacerbating. It's pressing in all those in ways that make me think, what is my purpose?
Yeah.
How am I parenting? My work. I was reading something today about how the long-term effects of people who are working from home. Mm-hmm. There's this increased anxiety. There's this sense of burnout. A whole bunch of folks are very well. They're living at work, is what a lot of folks are saying, in ways that are different, are new. It's isolating. It's fake community over Zoom. It's nothing but digital community in ways that are burning people out, because that mass isolation is something that I think we're going to continue to see more of. And that's just one example of folks working from home.
Sure.
I think it's really difficult for a lot of people right now.
Yeah.
And I think a whole bunch of folks that are not believers are feeling lost. Mm-hmm. They're feeling lost in a way that the regular stuff of everyday life that was keeping them at least doing something. Mm-hmm. That's good.
When you're not so busy, and that's one of the things too. When you're not so busy with everyday life, and you actually have time to think, and I think that's one of the things that may be a blessing from COVID, is that families have been able to spend time together and have been able to spend more quality time. That's one of the things that some of my friends have said is we've actually sat down and had supper together, or we've spent more time with our kids or with our family or our parents. And I think that's one blessing that has came from this, because all the activities that we're all involved in have been shut down for the last several months. So, I think that community's grown, but even as Christians, Christians have anxiety about this COVID stuff too.
Oh, absolutely.
And
we've seen a lot of that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I've seen you. You've been freaking out, and it's really something I would like to bring up to you right here, right now. I'm just kidding.
Yes, I'm probably, yes. You know me well. I am so, nervous and, I
lacking confidence is what I would, that's how I'd characterize you.
Right.
Lacking confidence.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So
no sense of purpose or direction.
Right.
Lost and full of fear. That's the Purg.
Well,
speaking of,
thanks, Scott. That was enlightening.
Encouraging.
Do I have to pay? Do I have to pay you for this analysis now?
Yes, you do. We have just yet begun. So, speaking of your character,
we weren't really, were we?
As I've just give me a second.
Okay.
As we've just mischaracterized you. Would you say you are? Give me 3 words or phrases that people would use to describe you.
Oh gosh.
And your personality and how you interact with others.
Good grief! I hope
extroverted, introverted? Are you like a get up early and go for the day, or are you like a stay up late and party into the night?
Yeah. I'm an extroverted introvert. I don't know. That's that whole dichotomy.
Everybody's all like that.
That's that dichotomy.
I'm an introverted extrovert.
Yes. But in all honesty, though, I'm just as comfortable in the back of the room as I am on stage with different things, and seeing others. I'm just as comfortable, and probably more proud sometimes seeing others, do their thing and cheering other people on. I'm just as comfortable doing that as being the one with focus on me.
So you're a little more comfortable with letting others, you just said, but you're willing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Does that make you an introverted extrovert?
I think I'm an extrovert.
Or an extroverted introvert?
I'm probably an extrovert because I have never met a stranger, I don't think. So I will talk to anybody.
So that's the natural tendency.
My tendency is to get to know people and talk to people in elevators and make small talk and really, as you know, and you and I are just alike with that. So, yes. And then,
I'm constantly holding myself back from being an extroverted freakazoid.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. But that, and what was the other part of that question? Something about late and early. I'm actually a late kind of guy.
Really?
Yeah, I'll stay up, quite late and then get up kind of early too. Just depends on what's going on in my life. And with the construction business, obviously, you do need to be up early most of the time.
Sure.
But I don't really sleep that much, so I have a.
You don't sleep that much,
right?
What do you average a night?
5-6 hours.
What?
Yeah.
How do you live?
Well, because sometimes there are some times that I may. Sleep till 1 o'clock in the afternoon if I've not got something going on on a Saturday or something. Not on Sunday because I'm here at FCC.
That's right. Yes, absolutely. That's right. Say that right into that camera.
Into that camera. Right.
He's had. I'm just kidding. So you mentioned church. Mm-hmm. You've talked about growing up in Greene County with having mentors, your parents, pastors, youth pastors. I think you mentioned. Tell us about someone who's been a mentor for you in your faith and why that was so helpful and important for you in your personal development.
Oh, wow. There have been so many. And honestly, and there have been so many youth pastors. Growing up in church, I was saved at a very young age. And Mom and Dad had us at the same church from the time I was 4 years old until, I was in my 30s, I guess, when I left that church. And so youth pastors, Bill Brower was a huge influence, which was one of our youth pastors that became our pastor at our church. Because he not only spoke it, but he also lived it. And it was very evident in his life. He was the real deal. Yeah, cool. Is what we would say.
Yeah.
And he was just a fantastic example to us as kids. And he was fun. And, we went to ball games and we'd play football or whatever. We do a lot of things with our youth groups and as I got older into the college years with our college groups and things. But he was a very influential person. Other pastors, my grandparents and my mom and dad, they were the steadfastness of my mom and dad, the day in, day out, you need to do what's right because it's right.
That's right.
The day in, day out, it wasn't some elaborate thing. There wasn't an I got you moment with them. It was their just straightforward,
simple truth of
yes. This is
what behavior.
This is what you do. This is what normal life is, and this is what the Lord expects of you. Yeah. And this is what we expect of you. And to this day, if my mom or dad were to say, "I'm disappointed in you,"
that's the worst.
It would be it would crush me. So
when my dad says, "Scott, we need to talk," I think, do we have to?
Really?
I can feel the disappointment coming.
Yeah.
Hey, we have some questions.
No way.
Yes, we do.
Do we really?
We have some questions and some comments.
Oh, boy.
Questions like, what did you want to be growing up as a child? That's a good question.
What did I want to be as I was growing up? Wow.
A commercial construction general contractor.
Male model. I'm totally kidding.
Construction, male model.
Right. Yeah,
Okay,
my high school guidance counselor didn't know exactly, which direction to put me in. So, but no.
Comedian is where you were actually.
That's what I should have been. That's right. I went to school to a Christian college to be a youth pastor.
Yeah.
And I could have easily seen myself doing that and maybe eventually get into some sort of full-time ministry. I think we're always in full-time ministry, whether we're in the public square or we're at First Christian every day.
That's right.
Youth pastor.
Whether the elder signs your check or
that's right.
The commercial construction folks sign your check.
Yeah.
It's all God's money.
Yeah. That and then I was spent some time as a firefighter.
Really?
As a volunteer here in town.
I did not know that or remember that, and I'm sorry if I've forgotten.
No, it's okay.
So volunteer fireman.
Yeah, and had opportunity to go full time and changed directions there a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Where?
Here in Greenville.
Oh, in Greenville.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
cool.
So yeah, it was either male model or firefighter, or contractor.
I think you've chosen wisely. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to enjoy that joke.
This is supposed to be light and fun, right?
Yes, it is. Right. We just made sure.
Sure. Is my face red? Yeah.
Someone here says, thank you for serving. You mentioned serving. My daughter says, hi, Dad. Hi, Emery. Good to see you. How did Brett become so awesome is another one of the questions.
Who sent that one?
It's
anonymous.
It says like the devil.
The devil. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I think we're influenced by our family, our culture, our community, and man, I've grown up in Greene County, Tennessee. There's no better place on earth to live and grow up. Honestly, I genuinely mean that. My family are hardworking, honest, Christian, decent people that instilled that in me, the work ethic and the honor and the dignity and character. And, without those people that have poured into my life, my entire life, I wouldn't be where I'm at today or be who I am today.
Absolutely.
So that's exactly what's...
I used to hear people say that when I was younger, and I thought, like, I understand what you mean, but, like, you made that happen. You got to where you are because you decided to do it. And that's true insofar as it goes, but it doesn't go as far as it seems.
That's right.
Like, you don't do anything. You don't go anywhere. You don't become who you end up being without the support of, literally, for most of us, thousands of people.
That's right. That's exactly right. Yeah.
And the experiences of all of those relationships throughout those years.
And those good and bad relationships.
Sure.
You learn just as much sometimes.
Yeah.
Dealing with somebody that's really hard to get along with.
Yeah.
Than you do with people that you really G and haw with. And
I'm sorry, G and haw? I'm just kidding.
I forgot you didn't grow up
I
here.
forgot you're not from Greene County.
You're not from here. Yeah.
I'm tracking.
Yeah.
I'm G and hawing.
Yeah. Please use that sometime. But in all honesty, those and through trials and tribulations, you learn so much, from other people's lives and how to be a friend sometimes, how to be there for somebody without. Sometimes people just need to hear somebody listen, or to want to know somebody's there and willing to listen and
that's right
and do whatever.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah. So another question has come in, has just buzzed on my phone here. If you could learn a new instrument to add to the FCC worship team, what would it be?
Not the accordion.
And apparently, according to the question, it's if you could learn a new instrument.
If I could learn, okay.
To add.
I would love to learn the piano.
Huh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. My mom and dad tried their best to get me to take piano lessons when I was
it's everybody's
a kid.
first instrument, usually.
Yes. And I didn't want anything to do with it, because my sister played the piano, and I didn't want anything in common with my sister when I was a little kid. So it was like, no, that's her thing. I don't want to do that. So I played the record player when I was a kid.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. That was my first instrument, probably the record player. Yeah.
How many times have you used that joke?
Yeah.
Was the guitar like the cooler thing to learn for you instead of piano?
Of course. Have you never seen a guitar? You're a guitar player.
I was late to guitar.
I was too.
Yeah. I was piano. I was piano and singing.
I started playing. I was kind of self-taught with guitar. I started when I was a senior in high school, and just had this crazy desire to play, and started getting some chord books. Bought this cheap guitar and chord books and plunking around, that kind of thing, and love finger picking. Absolutely love finger picking, cross picking, and some rhythm and stuff. And I know 3 chords now, so that's good.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
For any novice guitarists out there, what was the hardest part of you learning guitar?
The calluses on your fingers.
Yes. That's
calluses.
definitely one of the things early on where you're like, this actually hurts.
Yes.
Yeah. Until it doesn't.
But, and you have those cheap guitars that that the strings are like that far
the action
off,
is terrible.
Off the neck.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. And that was tough. That was probably the hardest thing about it.
Yeah. I also found that for me, just playing, and you don't think early on in guitar that this is hard, but the rhythm part itself, like just getting the rhythm. Now, of course, changing the chords, you feel like, okay, wait.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And of course that develops, but you pretty quickly realize this strumming thing is way harder than anybody realizes. Yeah. To do it consistently, to do it well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are times actually on Sunday morning you could probably watch me and I may go like that whole thing you just did with the chord changes.
Can we hold worship for just a second?
I got to get this bar chord. Yeah.
We had somebody who asked, what on earth does it mean to G and Ha? That's somebody from up north, by the way. That's a Yankee who asked that question. A Yankee on staff, and she knows who I'm talking about.
Yeah. G and Ha means to get along and interact in a way that works.
Yeah,
that's G and Ha. You get along. Getting along is G and Ha.
Where's it from? I have no idea.
Scott, I don't know. I have no idea.
Let's make up a theory.
It's probably.
I'm pretty sure
it's probably from like Mossheim because that's where I'm from. I think we originated that in Mossheim. I think so. I think that's where it's from. Yeah. We have our own.
Here's our theory. In Mossheim, back in the horse and buggy days, it's when you had a especially large.
Folks, this is the most boring part of the show. If you need to get a refill, you can get a refill now.
It's when you had an especially large buggy, and you had 2 horses, and if they moved together well, they were Gian and hot.
If you said that from the pulpit, I would
People
never
believe you.
No one would even question it. It's like, I learned something today.
None the wiser.
Pastor Scott said.
But they'd all be going, let me see about that.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Alexa, Google.
We also had somebody who said Purgason for president 2024.
Not going to rule that out.
You didn't even talk about politics earlier?
No.
You left that out from the, what do you do outside of work thing?
Yeah. I'm very involved in politics locally and some statewide stuff and different things. But yes, I'm very involved with that kind of thing. And I enjoy that because I think we're also responsible, for our next generation, for continuing our republic, to continue our country. And I think as a Christian, it's my responsibility to stand up and be counted, so to speak. And
absolutely.
I've had some opportunities there and really enjoy that. Well, most of the time I enjoy that.
Well, you've got Chris Horner's vote. And by the way,
thanks, Chris. Appreciate it. Awesome.
By the way, G and Ha are directional commands for donkeys.
Is that what did you just look that up?
No, somebody put that on the comments. Yeah.
Directional.
You think I make this stuff up?
I do.
I did. I really actually did.
Yeah.
All right. Let's close with a few questions.
Sure.
Let's go serious.
Can we just go yes or no questions?
No.
Okay. All right.
No is the answer.
All right.
What is God currently teaching Brett Purgason?
Oh, wow. That I think the frailty of Brett Purgason in that, you can't rely on these attributes, a lot of things. You can't rely on yourself.
Yeah.
That you really, and especially, I guess, maybe with age too, how dependent.
Meaning the perspective to begin to see those things.
Correct. But also, yes, the perspective too, but also the fact of physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, we are completely dependent upon God. And when we're younger, we think we're doing all this stuff for ourselves and we're able to do it within our own hearts and our own strength and our own minds.
It's sort of like that understanding of when you said earlier, all these people are part of who I am.
Absolutely.
That's way more true than you realized back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing with me is that I'm realizing how gracious he has been to me and allowing me to continue and be blessed beyond measure in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And how dependent I really am on him.
Yeah.
And that you don't have things figured out. You think you do when you're younger. You think, I understand this or I get this. No, I didn't.
It's amazing how much you realize you didn't know that you thought you knew. And
yeah.
So, what is one of the most difficult challenges you've had in life, and how did it form and shape you?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Let's go deep into the purg.
Sounds like the abyss or something. Right?
It sounds like a horror movie.
We can't be serious. Yeah. We can't really be serious. Oh my goodness.
One of the biggest, most difficult challenges you had in life, a struggle, something that felt like suffering, something that was hard for you.
I think good grief, Scott. How could you ask me this question without?
Because the idea is to unpack the work of God in our lives and to talk about it so it's helpful to others.
Yeah. I think there have been some times in particular where you hit where I have emotionally hit the bottom of the barrel, whether it was different things, relationships or tragedy, whatever that may be. And you literally sometimes pray, Lord, let me get through the next hour. Lord, let me get through the next half day. Let me get through this day. Let me get through the next day. Where you look at yourself and you say, I am base. And there's no way I'm going to be able to get through this day without God's help and without his power and without the Holy Spirit guiding me in some way or another.
Yeah.
And I think those
are the powerlessness, you mean?
Exactly.
Of that moment for you?
Helplessness, I guess, is one of the words that I would say. And that's hard for somebody like me because I'm kind of the fixer. I'm the guy that if I see something going on, I want to fix it.
Well, you are male.
Right.
That's half the problem
there. That's right. That's right. That's exactly right. But I think those times also, though, focus me more on him and make my focus more of, man, you're not all you think you are. You're not all you think you're cracked up to be.
Yeah.
You are so dependent on him. And I think we forget that sometimes. But those bad times also make the good times even better. And, relying on something other than yourself and realizing that I'm powerless without him, just to be honest.
Yeah. So, last question.
Mm-hmm.
What are you excited or encouraged about?
Overall, Christian life, church,
sure,
whatever, encouraged about. I think honestly, and I'm not just pandering to you.
Oh, here we go.
I'm not, and it has nothing to do with your sermons or the fact that I don't memorize your sermons. But in all honesty, seriously, the family that I have here at FCC has been such a wonderful blessing to me. And where we're going as a church, the last several months have been really hard for us, for everybody in the church family.
Yeah.
A lot of folks haven't came back to church yet, understandably so. They're scared. The church dynamic has changed a little bit. We have a lot of new people that we're able to minister to and everything. Yeah. I think I'm really excited about where we're going from here with the church, and the fact that I'm able to be a part of that in some way, and I'll be able to be part of that hopefully for years to come.
Yeah.
I really am excited about that.
Yeah.
And
what makes you say that? Anything in particular? The direction we're headed, particular people you see and you're encouraged by?
I think that's it. I think, I've been here about 2 years, I think.
Yeah.
Which is a really short time.
That sounds about right, though. Yeah, 2 years-ish.
I think so.
Yeah.
But also in that time, too, being involved in different ministries here, you see people that are kind of blossoming, and you see those folks that are coming on.
Yes.
And they are, you're able to either maybe talk to them a little bit, or maybe mentor them in some way, or whatever that may be. And
to see that growth in them.
To see their growth, And for instance, there's some of the children that work with guest services that we do on Sunday morning, and to see some of those children and the fact that some of them may not have been able to even hardly carry on a conversation, now they're open and they enjoy what they're doing, and see the growth in those kids and other adults too. That maybe you would have thought, man, this person will never do this. They came out of their shell and they're very active, and they want to be active and a blessing to others. So that kind of stuff, but also the fact that we have an opportunity as a church, because of the current situation, we have an opportunity to minister to more people in Greene County. And with other churches, situations that they're in, we've gained some folks. We haven't stolen folks, but we've gained some folks from other churches and people that are moving in. But we have a lot of new people and new opportunities there with folks.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yes, sir.
Good stuff. Thank you, the Purg.
I will not. I don't know if I will accept that.
And I would like for all of you to begin to call him that on Sundays, if you wouldn't mind.
Please don't. That's not an authorized. Yeah, it's not an authorized.
Just because the pastor said it. Well, thank you for joining us for Coffee Convos. That's a wrap. Awesome.